Now, viewers, also let us just go across to a special guest that is joining us now, Ajay Thakur. He is the CEO of Avenues Television. He is a Nepali journalist. Thank you so much, sir, for joining NewsX and speaking to us. My first question to you would be, what is the situation on the ground right now at the Nepal-Tibet border, and which all areas have been worst affected by the flash floods?
So, this place is called Raswa district, which is it's north of Kathmandu, northwest of Kathmandu, and this is where this is the biggest trade and transit point between China and Nepal. And there are two specific areas. One is called Timore, and another is called Raswa Garhi. That is as the name sounds, the fort of Raswa. So both these places have been majorly affected. Of course, since it was it's a flash flood of huge size which happened. And so what happened is, like everyone was caught off guard. Mind you, this happened at about 9 a.m. in the morning. So everyone was just getting up for the day, and so huge sections of villages and settlements down the stream have been particularly affected because there was a sudden surge. A lot of things have been, things that would give you a reminder of what happened in Kedarnath years ago. So like that, a lot of things had been moved. One of the worst affected is the border checkpoint between Nepal and China itself. This is one place where practically thousands of cars cross from China to Nepal for consumption into their local market. Lots of buses. We have got some, this frightening videos of the border checkpoint on the Chinese side, getting literally swamped by water. Looks like a Himalayan tsunami kind of a thing. So yeah, it has been major areas have been, but the destruction, the scale of destruction has been seen more localized in that area because it's all a hilly area, and it's a valley, a very very steep gorge. So what has happened is over there, the water has suddenly, got into those areas. So a lot of settlements in that area, in Raswa, in Timore, Raswa Gadi and Timore have been literally wiped out.
In fact, sir, I would like to ask you, what are you hearing from local residents and authorities as well about the scale of damage and the casualties and the displacement that has taken place?
In terms of lives, as of now, 17 confirmed deaths have been known as of now. But there are two parameters, not parameters. There are two types of deaths that missing that is being looked at. About 1,000 people on the Nepali side have gone missing, which includes a school where children had gone to study. We don't know where the children are. Then there was almost a dozen Nepali police people have gone missing, personnel. All these people were downstream when this thing hit. Downstream, as in Raswa itself, very importantly, a huge contingent of Kailash Mansarovar pilgrims from India as well as Nepal were slated to go to Kailash Mansarovar. Some people, I would put it down at less than 20, have been connected through by the authorities over here, but we still are yet to establish contact with almost 300 plus people who have gone missing, about 390 plus. Mind you, there was a huge contingent of Indian pilgrims which were going to Kailash Mansarovar. Raswa Gadi is the most stable drive-in into into China or Tibet to go further on to Kailash Mansarovar. This is one of the new routes which has been discovered through the Nepali side. And what has happened is almost 300 plus people, 397. That's the number which has been given to me.
In fact, sir, I would also like to ask you what kind of emergency assistance is Nepal receiving, and what more is urgently needed from neighboring countries, including India. In fact, we also know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to Balendra Shah and offered India's full support as well.
The Nepali side, the army, the armed police force, like everyone is on the ground right now. They're searching through the flood for the flooded locations, especially around the Timure customs area, where they are I'm sure on social media you can actually see those videos where they were just caught off guard, when they are using drones, and then Nepal is very advanced in that technology. They are using a lot of drones, and search dogs are there. Helicopter rescue is happening. Downstream, we have got searches are happening. All the police forces downstream, they are trying to net things and stuff like that. But approximately, I would say almost 50 odd kilometers of the main highway joining Rasuagadi to Kathmandu and all has been wiped out in different places. As I talked to you, 26 personnel are still missing. These people are carrying out a search and rescue operation, but one of the things is a huge amount of this earth moving equipments and excavating equipments have to be moved on. But then we still are in monsoon. As I talked to you from on the border of Kathmandu Valley, this, because this highway where I stand from here, it goes towards Rasuagadi. Here also right now it's raining, so helicopter rescues does take a beating. But one thing which has definitely happened is that the water levels in the river have now gone down. That one big surge which happened, it actually wiped out whatever it could in its way, and that thing has subsided considerably now. And I believe that downstream, down till even Gandak in India, that is Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, has seen some sort of a rise in its in its levels from the Nepali side. But as of now, that is one good thing, is that the river's level is considerably now lower. So in those areas, so the search and rescue continues, right?
Now, sir, from your reporting, how effective do you think has the government's response been and the warning system been like on the ground? And is there any criticism that you are seeing of the authorities' preparedness? And also, this comes as there was already a flood earlier as well in the same areas.
Hina, as you know, Nepal even has a new government which was a product of social media revolutions. So what is happening is on the ground, well, since it's raining, we most of the people are indoors, but there's been a huge backlash happening on social media, especially about the lack of preparedness of the government. Let's not forget the fact that Nepal, just like the rest of the Hindu Kush, has got almost something like almost 20-25 areas. I mean, these cloughs, as we call it, the glacial lake outburst flood susceptible lakes are there. In this case also, there was first there was a mudslide which happened, and then water got locked, and then when it broke through its ranks and through the dams, so the water swept everything downstream. This is happening second year in succession. Last year also it happened, and it was although there was a miraculous escape for a lot of people that time, but the bridge connecting Nepal to China, there was a proper concrete bridge which was wiped out last year, and they restored just a Bailey bridge very recently. So what happened is uh, this is happening for the second time in the same section. So yeah, and mind you, the upstream, but upstream in Tibet, there are a lot of these glacial lakes which are melting. All of us talk about climate change and stuff like that. This was not a rain generated thing. Let's not forget that, because that is one place where a lot of sort of agreement is happening within within the scientific community, that they are saying no, it was not a cloud or cloud burst or something like that which happened. This is the second time that is happening, and it's a glacial lake outburst, a kind of a flood thing which is happening. And if you see the satellite images also in that area, there are at least 3 or 4 series of glacial lakes that you can see. So what is happening is people over here in Nepal are have been pulling up their government repeatedly about lack of preparedness, lack of any advance information. Even in this case, what happened is apparently some reports are coming of the Chinese authorities warning on this side. But what happens is these are all highlands, and it's very difficult to address each and every individual in that. So and not to forget the fact that all the major roads in Nepal run parallel through these rivers, these Himalayan rivers. And every time there is a flooding, the rivers have to take the roads take a beating. So what is happening is this time, a lot of these areas have been cut, from the rest of the world. So yeah, there's been a lot of backlash and anger which is happening right now from the government side. Government is trying its best to do that. Not to forget the fact that the Indian government has offered a lot of help. And I was given a list of things that they have, after Prime Minister Modi's tweet, a list of things that have been offered on this side. But as long as this is concerned, I mean, we are in India definitely. We have got a history of addressing such deluge, such disasters. But as of now, the offer is there. I don't know. We are yet to hear exactly what is happening in terms of specifics. Also, not to forget the fact that there has been a growing concern that there must be some kind of a mechanism happening from Nepal towards the Chinese side, from the Chinese side towards Nepal to give them advance information. So yeah, that's another thing which is